We just got hit with some pretty rough news in terms of PSVR2 and VR in general, because one of my favourite studios in terms of a studio to collaborate with, to talk to, and also enjoyment of their games has just shut down for good. That is First Contact Entertainment, the creators of Firewall 0 Hour and Ultra, and no matter your opinion on Firewall Ultra, these devs were working hard to fix it, but unfortunately as of yesterday, we got the announcement that they would be shutting down operations, and I'm assuming that means no more support for the game. We're going to talk about what this means in terms of the game itself, whether the servers will stay up, what the plan for content is, and also talk about the impact on the VR industry as a whole in terms of the shutdown, because a lot of people are affected by this, and we're really hoping that all the employees here can bounce back and find new jobs, because they're now unfortunately out of one. First of all, what is the actual story here? Why have First Contact shut down? Well, essentially from the statement from the CEO and the CM, creating AAA VR games is a very money-consuming process, essentially. And Firewall Ultra was no different. It was a AAA VR game, and no matter your thoughts on it, it looked AAA. In most cases, it felt AAA aside from some interactions, and we'll get on to that in a little bit. But you could tell a lot of money was poured into this project, and financially I don't think it was really the success that they wanted it to be, mainly from the feedback from players that deterred other players from jumping in and playing it, and also just from the sales that it made straight off the launch and pre-orders. Because of that, the game is not sustainable, and the company have had to unfortunately shut down. If you get the opportunity, do send a couple of retweets towards the developers and the managers and everybody involved with Firewall and First Contact Entertainment. Retweet some of their tweets where they're talking about looking for new job opportunities in the VR space, because every single little retweet may help in them, being spread to a wider audience and being able to find new work, because they're now out of work. And I can't imagine how stressful and how deflating that must be to lose your position in a big company like this. None of us really saw this coming. Even though Firewall Ultra did underperform both in what players expected and in terms of sales, I did not expect this shutdown coming. I thought First Contact would be kept afloat by Sony, the game would be improved upon, and we'd essentially have a Battlefield 2042 situation where all the issues are remedied and we have a couple of great years of content. Comparatively, Firewall 0 Hour on the original PSVR was supported up until the PSVR2's release, pretty much. It had so many seasons, new operators, maps, and features and updates, and I really expected Ultra to have the same life cycle. Now, some people are slightly confused because there was a roadmap posted by First Contact not that long ago detailing the first 4 seasons of the game, new operators being added, new maps, new gadgets, and new features. There were talks of adding manual reloading, a different hardcore ranked playlist, all that stuff, and I'm assuming none of that is now coming. This absolutely sucks for us consumers. I'm with you on this as well. I did not get a review code for Firewall Ultra. I also bought it alongside you guys, because if I have to spend money and I haven't got a review code for a game, I will try and buy it and get a review out for you guys. That is essentially my work ethic and my review ethic. That was the case for Firewall Ultra, and now I'm in the same position as you guys, sitting here wondering whether or not this game is even going to be supported in terms of servers. As we all know, dedicated servers were the way forward for Firewall Ultra, and although we were very excited for that, because it was peer-to-peer last time, I think, with Firewall 0 Hour on the PSVR, what we thought was a blessing might actually turn out to be a curse, because when those dedicated servers get pulled, whenever they eventually do, the game's now gone. You have a $40 or £40 or $60 Canadian or whatever your currency is, essentially paperweight, that sits on your PSVR2 hard drive. And I know there are players who really enjoy this game. I mean, I enjoyed my time with it despite its issues. Some issues with immersion and rendering and matchmaking and other bugs that halted progression. A lot of those have been fixed now, and while the game had a rough launch, and I don't support the method of pushing out a broken game and fixing it later, it was in a genuinely better state than it's ever been in at the point of recording right now, and to see it not get any further updates and no support and possibly the dropping of the dedicated servers that the game is based on is just so heartbreaking to see. Could we see a shift to peer-to-peer to maybe keep this game afloat in terms of online? Maybe. Or we could see Sony just support the servers indefinitely, but that's just kind of a money sink for them. Now that the studio has gone down, I'm not sure if many people are going to buy Firewall Ultra, meaning that maybe Sony will think there's no point in keeping the servers afloat and then taking the game down. Could this give players like myself and you who have bought the game grounds to refund it through Sony's process of refunding through PlayStation support? Maybe. You could argue that the season pass that was sold in the pre-order of the Ultimate Edition is now void because that content is no longer coming and you could request a full refund for it. However, as of recording, all these questions are still up in the air because we've only just got a couple of statements from the CMs, the CEO, and First Contact themselves declaring why this shutdown is happening and when this shutdown is happening, which is now. So yeah, essentially that's all the information that we have on the current situation. And I do just want to touch on Firewall as a game. I actually did enjoy my time with it, mostly because in the visual department it was an absolute feast for your eyes, and some of the team play, while it does pale in comparison, for me at least, with Breaches, was better than any other PSVR2 game that came before it. Now, I would give that crown to Breaches, but Firewall did hold it until Breaches launched yesterday, so it kind of sucks seeing a game that a lot of players enjoy, and I've seen them enjoying it, be taken away so soon like this, in terms of support and possibly server functioning. And it does just really suck seeing the hard work and dedication from devs that maybe didn't reach its full potential be taken away so soon. Why the game was released in the state that it was is still a mystery to me. Perhaps it was they ran out of cash to fund the project and to develop more, and they were relying on sales from the game launching to keep them afloat, or maybe it was pressure from Sony, we don't know. However, all we do know is that Firewall Ultra and First Contact are unfortunately no more, and that is a massive loss to all of the employees working there, and also all of us in the VR space, because that is potentially hundreds of people who are talented, who were working on VR games for us to enjoy, being put out of a job. So yeah, in conclusion, I send my support towards all the devs who have lost their jobs because of this closure, and really hope they can find work in companies that will support them and will make good use of their talents, because honestly, there's so much talent on show through Firewall Ultra despite its flaws that I really want to see these devs continue further into the VR space. Anyway, thank you all for watching. This has been a bit of a depressing video topic to talk about, but it's an important bit of news, especially for those people who are playing Firewall Ultra currently, because we're kind of in a weird situation right now in terms of where the game's going to go, if it's going to go anywhere. So thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next video.